Ah! So I was watching Goku turn into a Super Saiyan 3 last night, which is my favorite transformation. Favorite transformation, right? Uh, and I've watched it so many times before, but every now and then I'll come back and watch it. And I have to say, Dragon Ball is a work of genius. It's full of spiritual references, and the writer of Dragon Ball Z and the whole Dragon Ball series is clearly very, very intimate and very familiar with Taoism and with the concept of Qi or Ki, the life force. And so he sort of took all these concepts and he put it in this, magnificent show. So now, what is this ascending? I mean, it's genius, first of all, because ascending in a Super Saiyan, they start off with the base form. This isn't even my final form. You know, he's like, you're going to love this, trust me. And then he starts to go from base form, then he goes to Super Saiyan, then he goes to Super Saiyan Ascended, and then he's like, this is to go even beyond. And then he goes to Super Saiyan 3. Then, of course, later on in Super, he goes to Super Saiyan Pink, which is God. Then he goes to Super Saiyan Blue, which is like Ascended God. And so it keeps going. Now, what is this? That's the journey of the soul. That's the journey of the soul. That's the ascension. That's the ascension phase. That's going from the densest form lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. And so every time the Saiyans ascend to a higher state, they possess more powers. You see, they possess more powers and they cultivate more energy. They're in contact with much more energy. Okay? And that's the journey of the soul. And that's the journey, that's what we're all doing here. We're all here to cultivate more energy. Okay? To be able to grab more, be in contact with more of the life force. Because the more in contact we are with the life force, with the elements, the more we are into oneness. Think about it. I mean, if I am connected to the energy of the trees and the energy of the mountains and the energy of the sun and the water, and I am conscious and aware of my connection, and I am using it consciously to give myself energy, then beautiful cows. Then I am more operating in the oneness vibration. You see, I realize I'm plugged in. I'm connected to the elements. I'm connected, with other people. You see, people, certain people will give you energy. Certain people will drain you, and so that's because we're all connected. It's the one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively, and I just love that about what a show. What a show for kids to watch. Really, I mean, what a show for kids to watch. Because kids understand, they know this. So they pick up on these deeper spiritual messages subconsciously. Okay? That's why this show is so popular, right? It's like one of the most popular animes ever. It's so popular because it speaks to all of us on a deeper level, because all of us have an innate, programmed, wired desire, longing, calling for a higher ascended state of consciousness, a higher ascended state of being. Oh, here's Lucy. Lucy, see how excited she gets? Come here. Come here. Hey. Hi. Mwah. Lucy. What is that, Lucy? Hey. Lucy. Mwah. I love you, Lucy. I love you. I love you. We're talking about the Saiyans. We're talking about the Saiyans, Lucy. Good girl. Good girl. So what I was saying is we all have this innate desire in us to ascend, to go to the next level. And so when kids watch that, they understand, they dig it. They pick up the message. This is why this is so popular. This is why that, the ascensions, this is the idea of ascending. The idea of going from base level to Super Saiyan Ascended, to Super Saiyan 3. Like, this, the idea of that is so appealing. It's so appealing and it's so exciting. You know, like you just watch every time, like watch that Super Saiyan 3 transformation. It's so badass. Or watch the first time Goku goes Super Saiyan. The first time he turns blonde, he goes Super Saiyan from base form against, what's his name? Against Frieza. And it's just badass. It like speaks to you on so many level, because in many ways, like not in many ways, but in it, you are on that. We are on that path. We are all ascending. We are all getting into getting lighter and lighter, and just going back to God, going back to the source, right? I mean, hell, it's even called Super Saiyan God, right? It's even called Super Saiyan God. That's what it's called, you know. So I mean, the creator is very conscious being, the creator of the show. You know, I don't know his name, but Akira, is it? I don't know. Anyway, he's very conscious. Clearly, he's very familiar with the Taoist texts and ancient Chinese wisdom. And you know, what do you think the gravity chamber is all about, right? That's basically, I mean, that's like spiritual training, essentially. Spiritual training, right? That's like the shit Tibetan monks do. That's what I mean, Tibetan monks, you know, the high ones, they can levitate, you know, they can produce heat around their body and stay perfectly warm in like minus, in like sub-zero, like just brutal freezing temperatures. It's where Wim Hof learned his method. He learned it in Tibet. And so all these things, right? I mean, that's what the gravity chamber is. You can think of Tibetan monks as the people training in the gravity chamber. And it's amazing. It's really amazing. It really speaks to the soul. The show really speaks to the soul. And, you know, art depicts life and life depicts art. So I really just admire it and appreciate it when I see these life lessons, these spiritual concepts, which are existential, being represented in an artistic form in such a lighthearted way. I mean, the Dragon Ball is hilarious, right? It's very funny. In such a lighthearted form, in such a playful. Here's another thing. If you've been watching Super, which I haven't finished watching, there's Grand Zeno. Grand Zeno is like the god of all the universes. He's a kid. Okay? What's up, Lucy? What are you trying to? She's trying to like lick something in her back. Are mosquitoes annoying you? There's no mosquitoes right now. It's sunny. So, like Grand Zeno, he's like the master Grand Zeno. You know, he's like the god of all the universes, the creator, if you will. And he's a kid, and he just wants to play. So, pretty sure the writer also got on the clear concept, the Lila concept, which is like all is divine play, right? Everything is sort of the divine playing and dancing with itself. So that's another thing. So very high concepts in the show. And again, kids, I mean, I'm an adult now, watch it. Kids, they understand this stuff. It goes straight into their subconscious. They know what this is talking about. And when you have art like that depicting the life, depicting the way it is, it's so beautiful. Lighthearted, playful, cartoon. You know, it's cartoon. It's not like, you know, actors. It's cartoon. Yeah, it's beautiful. And also, the Super Saiyan world exists. It's just, it's in the astral plane. Every time we channel something, we visualize something, we bring it to this plane of existence. We're astral travel. You want to astral travel? Just close your eyes and visualize anything. You're astral traveling. Okay, so the writer astral traveled to that world, which exists, which is every bit as real as this, and channeled all these characters, channeled all their world and everything, brought it here. So the other thing that I really love to entertain is that what I'm watching is just as real as this one. That Vegeta and Goku and Krillin and Grand Zeno and all these characters, right? All these characters are every bit as real as you and I. every bit is real. And of course, nothing is real. It's all in the mind of God. It's all just dream worlds. This is a dream as much as the astral plane is a dream, right? So, but then from that perspective of relative reality, it's all relative. So then it's relatively real. So it's just as real as this one. And yeah, it's just amazing. And I have to pay my respects and show my admiration for such great work. And my admiration also goes to our patrons who are supporting this artist here with his art using words. And you know, you guys are called patrons for a reason, right? You're supporting an artist. That's what the concept of Patreon started, I think, in the Renaissance, when you got all these artists in Italy and Europe, and they got sponsored by people who admired their art. So thank you for admiring this art and supporting. You know, if you'd like to support, throw in a couple of bucks a month, you could do so. The link in the description. Just a one-time donation. Anything is appreciated. Much love to you guys. Instagram, Saeed Mobayed, and until next time, may the force be with you.